Mm. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh! Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri burst her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical for new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds a train of thought, it's as if the manner totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, it's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that got into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you a valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I would love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The... what? Tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. Or bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green... was steht da? The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green... Hue? Hue of the future? I don't know. Nee. Doch, es ist ein Haar. Okay. I bathe. Claims breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. Na gut, dass sie das selber weiß. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. Doch, schon. but it... Liegt das jetzt daran, weil ich wirklich ein bisschen länger gebraucht habe, oder ist das schon so vorgegeben? Weil das wäre mal interessant zu wissen. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read scripts very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. Also, das von Natsuki war ja kürzer. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Weep. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well... Oh, das habe ich gesagt. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. So, die letzte ist Monika. Hi, Weep. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Haha! Don't worry, Weep. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Weep. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Haha! Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. Ja, es war ja auf sie zugeschnitten. And she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment. Haha. If you say so. Yep. By any chance have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? I don't read something from Jews. Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny and endearing or even sad. And sometimes they are only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't mind much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they are super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I would love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find a new kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Whoa, what the fuck? Ich hatte gerade ein Ghost Image. I see. Well, let's read it then. Loch in der Wand, auf dem Klo, in einer Spelunke, irgendwo. Ragte ein Penis durch, in mein Gesicht. I couldn't have been me. See the direction the speckled bus brought the roots? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I real blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now. With Z, that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Mit seinem Penis, oder? Yeah. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Haha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess I could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your penis in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. Also ich weiß ja nicht, wie lange diese Visual Novel gehen soll. Auf Steam habe ich gelesen, es soll so um die 3 Stunden gehen. 3 bis 4 Stunden. Ich habe jetzt schon eine gute Stunde hinter mir, das heißt... Na gut, ich lese natürlich das doch vor und... wenn man es einfach nur liest, dann geht es ja auch viel schneller. Deswegen, wenn ich das jetzt hier so vorlese, da kann ruhig mal... Ja, das Doppelte an Zeit vergehen. Aber ich bin gespannt, wann es in eine komische Richtung abdriftet. Ja. Bis jetzt ist ja noch alles so happy, go lucky, huhu. Funny, funny, doki doki, desune. Und ich bin gespannt, wann es hier mal richtig abgeht. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayuri and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They are gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expression change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? It's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suck my dick, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. which people did, by the way. Sayuri liked it. And Weep did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And we liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Weep appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And now how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I will deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as we started showing up. Ach ja. Die Anime-Charaktere mit ihren Boob-Komplexen. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Weep! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Weep. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Weep? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they probably think more highly of me. Help me, Sayuri! Okay, man kann sich hier natürlich ganz klar jetzt für einen entscheiden. Das, das ist, macht dann wieder ein Plus für diese Person. Ich speichere mal lieber. Natürlich Natsuki, weil wir wollen ja mit Natsuki... Bam, Alter! Yuri, you're really talented. Well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that... I racked my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with a few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over. And Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Yeah! It did, didn't it? Haha! Shows how much you know. That's not... Natsuki... I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me! Natsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a really personal thing. And sharing it can definitely be hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulder. Sayuri is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Natsuki's voice got caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that barely audible. Yuri... Yuri looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, weep. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about... Natsuki glances around the room. Would everyone stop staring at me? Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with it than she boasted. Sayuri and Monika look away. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayuri? I'll go make some tea. I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayuri. I pat Sayuri on the shoulder. Well, now we're past that. Everyone read others' poems, right? I hope that it was worthwhile for everyone. Especially you, Weep. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we got a little too used to. Haha. So my joining in the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere. No, not at all. Not at all. There's still time before we go home. So we all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things on the club room. So maybe you can take the chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monika. Hey, about what? That's not the most important thing about literature club. The most important thing is having fun. Of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayuri. In the end, though, Monika's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Weep, how about you? Yeah, I would say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poem everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Weep! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayuri beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayuri and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayuri, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they would make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Weep, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayuri still hasn't caught into the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but... does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayuri. I pat Sayuri on the shoulder. I said it more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayuri as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. So, Hier speichere ich dann nochmal. So, und dann mache ich hier erstmal eine Pause, denn mein Hals tut weh. Ich bin es nicht mehr gewohnt, so lange zu sprechen. Ich meine, Everlasting Summer ist auch schon ein Dreivierteljahr her. Leckt mich am Arsch, ey. Dreivierteljahr, schon wieder. Die Zeit geht rum, das ist unglaublich. Aber ja. Wir machen dann hier weiter. Ich freue mich schon wieder auf die nächste Aufnahmesession. Dann bin ich mal gespannt, wenn es hier mal losgeht. Ja, das war jetzt schon hier ein bisschen, noch ein bisschen langsam. Noch ein bisschen langatmig. Aber ich glaube, das wird sich bald ändern. Nun gut. Vielen Dank fürs Dabeisein. Wir sehen uns dann in der nächsten Folge. Bis dann.